I decided the second time doing this, speaking in praise. Title of my speech, in praise of Mr. Ron Martin, VP of Public Relations, from project number 2, speaking in praise of the special occasion speeches. I decided to sing the praises of Ron Martin because he has done so much for the club. Some of the new members may not realize how much he has done. This is the 3rd location that we've been at. We were at Knott's Berry's Farm, we were at Keno's, now we're here. And I think to a great degree because of Ron Martin. When we got the boot out of Knott's Berry's Farm, Ron went around calling, visiting, finding out in the near proximity of another place we could have our meeting. And he got rejected many times and finally found Keno's. It had better parking, a better room. The only catch, and it wasn't much of a catch, is we had to buy breakfast. Not a big deal. You buy a whole breakfast or a cup of coffee or maybe orange juice. And so it was a great place. But then the owner got greedy. He wanted to squeeze more money out of us. So Ron again made endless number of telephone calls, visits, checked out places, got rejected at multiple of times, places, and found this place, which is even better. All this on his own, in addition to the many projects he's done. And while we were at Keno's, Ron was in charge of Sergeant of Arms, which means he comes forward, he makes sure the tables, the chairs, the lectern, the American flag, the Toastmasters flag is all set up. That means he comes early and leaves late. And then one day he gives a presentation using
PowerPoint? Projector?
the projector, what do you call it?
PowerPoint?
PowerPoint projector, and it's a great hit. He shows slides, he sets up the screen, he sets up the laptop, and he sets up the projector. It was so good, other people said, hey, Ron, would you do that for me? And he did that for a multitude of people. Now he's not only doing the tables, the chairs, the lectern, but he's doing the projector and the slides, the screen, and so on and so forth. And so what happened, he even goes beyond that. In my household, for over 5 decades, we've been having a Christmas party a week before Christmas. We're doing at Christmas time, then in conflict with the in-laws. So we decided we'll do it a week before Christmas. This last year, year before, we had it in my house. I have one of the bigger houses in the family, and a bigger backyard. My daughter and my son said, Dad, we'll do all the work. Just let us use your house. My son's 2,000 miles away in Cincinnati. My daughter is 40 miles away in Laguna Niguel. Visualize hosting a party when you're 40 miles away from the place. For hosting 80 people with food and drink means a big financial commitment. In addition to that, I got 4 canopies, 10 by 20. So I had 40 by 20 section in the backyard, all covered. My daughter decorated the tables, put little what do you call it, on top of the tables, and my son strung up lights and took care of the bar. It was a great hit. The sequence of events that happened in that party is we have drinks, we have food, then the host gets up and says a few things, followed by a prayer. Then we have dinner, then Santa Claus hands out gifts to the kids. And my daughter says the party's gonna be 5 to 10, which is great for the little kids who have to go to bed early. So, but at 10 o'clock, the party goes from 80 to 40. All the kids are gone with just the adults. I'm in the backyard looking at the canopies up, looking at the bar, looking at all the people having a great time. I look at my watch, it's 12:45 in the morning, and the party's still going strong. The highlight of the party was because Ron helped me. I said, Ron, I'd like to put 24 pictures up with PowerPoint. Can you help me? He says, do you have a screen? I said, no screen. No problem, I'll bring it. Do you have a projector? I have no projector. No problem, he says, I'll bring it. Do you have a laptop? And at that time, I didn't have one. And Ron makes a 40-mile round trip from Fullerton to my house, sets up everything, and we have a big hit. After the party, my nephews and nieces said, Uncle, that was a great presentation, a great speech, great pictures of my mom and dad getting married, my older brother getting married, my younger brother getting married, and a multitude of other pictures. And they wanted copies of those pictures. And this could not have been done without the help of Mr. Ron Martin, who makes everything better. Thank you, Ron, Mr. Toastmaster.